Don't skip this video, you will learn something. Integration by parts. I talk about the integration by using the U substitution, so today we are going to see integration by path. Integration by path, we are using the formula which says that u dv is the same thing as uv minus integral of what? V du. Why in U substitution we are letting one of the product that we are having in integral to be u, but the other one, then after letting it to be, we are differentiating it so that we can cancel what? The numerator and denominator can cancel out. So in integration by path, we are using this formula. So how can we apply this formula? The first question says x e to the power of what? X. So between x and e to the power of x, which of it should I let it to be u, and which of these should I let to be dv? You have to take note that in U substitution, we are letting u. We are letting one of the part in the integration to be what? To be u, and then find du. But in integration by path, these two, you must let one of them to be u and one of them to be dv, not du. Because we are letting two things, let u and let dv. Don't skip this video, it is very important. So which one should I what? Should I choose to be u and what? And dv. So I have to let this x to be u and this to be dv. The reason is that if I let something to be u, if I let u as x, I can easily differentiate this u and get what? Du. So, but this I have to let it as dv, so dv, which is e to the x. So as you can see, du of this will now be only dx, which is 1, and dv, I have to find v. To find v, what should I do? I will integrate this and integrate this. If I integrate dv, I will left with only v, and if I integrate e to the power of x, the same thing, I will get e to the power of x. I hope you get it. You have to let one of this form to be u and the other one to be dv, or this one to be what? U, the other one to be dv. It depends on the value that you are letting u. You can be easily to differentiate it, and it is differentiable. But if it is not differentiable, so you cannot let it to be u, but rather you have to take it as dv, but so that the value can be solved by integrating. So I have to use the formula that says u dv, it is equals to uv minus integral of what? V, uv minus integral of b du. So u dv should not be equals, what is the value of u, which is x? What is the value of v? Value of v, which is e to the x, and then I have to say minus integral of, what is the value of b? E to the x dx, the value of du, which is dx. I hope you get it. The next step is that I have to say the u dv should now be equals to x e to the x minus integrate e to the x is the same thing as e to the x. So this is the final solution. I hope you get it. Please don't confuse. The next question says integral of x ln x by dx. If I let ln of x to be what? To be dv, and let this to be x. So I will say dv, it is equals to ln of x. Is it possible to integrate ln x? It is not possible, but it is possible to integrate 1 over x, and it should not become ln x, and it is possible to differentiate ln x to become 1 over x. So therefore there is no way to say this ln x should now be what? db, because you cannot integrate ln x. So this should now become dv, and this should now become u. And then I have to say u, it is equals to ln of x. Differentiate ln x it is very easy as saying 1 over x. So I have to say my du is the same thing as 1 over x. So I have to say my dv, it is equals to x. So then I have to find v. V is by integrating this, integrating this. Integrate dv, it will give me only v. So when it gives me only v, I have to integrate x. By integrating x, I have to add, I already have the power of 1. Add 1 divided by 1 plus 1 is the same thing as x squared by 2. So I have to say x squared by 2. I hope you get this point. So the next thing that I'm going to do, don't forget I have the x here. The next thing that I'm going to, I have to say u dv should now be equals to, I have the value of what? U. U is ln x multiplied by v. V, which is what? X squared by 2 minus integral of v du. What is v? V, it is x squared by 2, and I have du, which is 1 over x multiplied by 1 over x dx. I can't differentiate this different and also, okay, sorry, I can't integrate this different and also integrate this. No, I must multiply them. Because there is multiplication, there is no way to integrate this and then integrate this. So the next thing that I'm going to do is that I have to say u dv, it is equals to x squared by what? By 2 ln of what? Ln of x minus this x squared times 1, it will give me x squared. 2 multiplied by x, it will give me 2x. So 1x will go with 1x. At the end, I will have x over 2 dx. So I have to integrate. I will say 1 over 2 of x dx. If I integrate x, I will end with x squared over 2. So I have to say 1 over 2 into x squared over 2 plus the constant of integration. 2 multiplied by 2, which is 4. At the end, I will end with x squared over 4 plus c. So this is the final solution to this question. So the last but not the least, the question says, question 3, integral of x sin x dx. So both this and this, they can be integrated and I can what? Differentiate. So I have to just let this to be u and this to be dv. So I have to say u equals to x and du equals to dx, the same thing as 1. So dv equals to sin x and v equals to, by integrating this, integrate dv, I will have v, integrate sin x, I will get negative cos x. So what next? I have to just substitute. So u dv equals to the value of u, which is x, value of v, which is negative cos x. So I have to put the negative sign here. So I have to put negative from the formula integral of v. V again is negative cos x. Then I have du. Du is the same thing as dx. So this will change, will now change to positive. So I'll have u dv equals to negative x cos x plus integral of cos x dx. What will be the integral of cos x? Integral of cos x is the same thing as sin x. So the final solution should now be u dv equals to negative x cos x plus integral of this, which is sin x, with a constant, which is plus c. So guys, this is all I have for you for the integration by part. If you follow this step I followed, so inshallah integration by part, you will know more on it. On this only the 3 questions, you can have some knowledge on integration by part. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and do share to your learning colleagues so that they will know more about the integration by part. Thanks you for watching. Have a nice day.